Hello and welcome to MythCast episode number 7. I am your host, Clan Mythology's very own vocal terrorist, Jesse Vocta Rain, and once again we are looking at the Mythology Terran player Nathan. This time he's going up against another pro in the form of BTMX's Yazuac, potentially the most skilled of all three BTMX Protoss. It's pretty close between him and Raven, but I think the edge goes to Yazuac, especially now we're looking to a period where his university degree is pretty much done with, and he will be ready to really focus on StarCraft in the future. So this is going to be a tough test for Nathan today. This is really going to test his TVP. We saw in MythCast episode number 6 just how effective his early game harassment can be. The question is, will he do more of the same in this game? Will we see that early Hellion drop, or will we see something a lot more standard? And right now, we're seeing standard. We're seeing a barracks come down very, very normally. That doesn't mean everything though, because it's still quite possible to move out, build the factory, start building the starport while you build the reactor. So we'll still have to see. Yazuac meanwhile going completely standard versus Terran opener with so far just the one gas, which would signal an economic opening. We can see the first refinery is going down for Nathan as this mysterious beeping noise continues to emanate from my phone. Oh, no, that's fantastic. It's just letting me know that my computer is definitely coming tomorrow. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I am so happy. I am so excited. Let me tell you guys a little bit about, this new PC, okay? So, what we have is a 3rd gen i7 processor. We have the brand new, or relatively new, anyway, NVIDIA GTX graphics cards. We are looking at a sick amount of RAM, like we're talking Minecraft server levels of RAM. We are talking top of the line, everything, all in lovely high definition, in lovely not low graphics, and without frying every time I try to play a video game. So here we're going to see the first Reaper on the way. With that gas, Reaper opening was pretty much the most standard thing that Nathan could go for. There's not really much the Protoss player can do to stop it. It will almost always get an initial scout off. As you can see, the Reaper is heading across here. And Yazuac being careful with this zealot, making sure there's nothing dodgy going on, which I like. He will have this first Stalker out in time to kill this Reaper. This Reaper was delayed because he went for the initial Marine first. I don't like that. I'd rather go straight for the Reaper, and you can get it in here before that first Stalker is out. So now it will be seen, but Nathan has already seen everything he needs to know. He knows there's only one gas there, so he's not about to be under any kind of pressure. He checked the energy on the Nexus, so it's not a 4-gate. He doesn't have to worry about that. And now he feels perfectly fine. He's expanding, he's going to throw the bunker up, and meanwhile Yazuac will also expand. So we're going to see at least a 2-base game, which is where we want to be. And it's really where you're going to start to see the best of these players. 1-base games are all well and good, and they can win you games, obviously, but I much prefer the 2-base and onwards games. You really, I feel, get the measure of a player's ability to stay on top of all the things this game requires when you go into a longer game, a more macro-based game. And I really like the continued use of this Reaper. Just make sure that this base is going down. Yep, it is. Totally fine. Doesn't grant vision of the Reaper, so it's safe. And I like this. Mothership Core's out now, so this is perfectly well defended. And we're seeing the usual stuff from Yazuac with the 2 gates and a Robo coming out. No early forges from him, which is not surprising. You'd like to build up a force first before you start those upgrades. It can otherwise leave you very, very weak to a quick pressure, and without that Robo, early Widow Mines can really, really wreck your day. And as we can see, he knows nothing of what's in the main. Meanwhile, we do though. The second gas is done. The first Medevac is on the way, and the Widow Mines are done. We could be seeing a Widow Mine drop potentially into the back of the main base. They can absolutely wreck face against Protoss players. Good use of this probe though, keeping vision over on the right hand side, which is generally the more likely path for certain drops. Like, it's a very strange thing, because of course if you come up the left hand side you have this mineral line here and waiting, but if you come up the right hand side you have this area that generally Protoss players are not looking at. As you can see, some of it is still dark, even for Yazuac's vision. So there's a possibility, say you want to drop Hellions or Marines, you can actually drop them in this dark space here and have them run in before the army can respond. But we are going to see a move up the left hand side instead, with 2 Widow Mines and 4 Marines. You want the Marines to take the shots and hopefully obscure the fact that the Widow Mines are burrowing. Now, do we have an observer for Mr. Lochte? We do. Whereabouts is it? Oh, it's all the way across the map, so he needs to take these Widow Mines down before they burrow. And that will not happen. So, well, goodbye Zealots. And now this is a pain for him. The Medevac's taken down though, and all the Marines are taken down. And most importantly, he's lost no workers throughout this. So mining will be slightly denied here at this point, but he will be able to get this second observer out and clean them up. Nice use of the Reaper here. Getting the scout in, sees that Colossus of the future, sees the 1 forge being chrono boosted and 2 more gateways, and starts to pick off some shots on a probe as well. Even picks off a probe. You hero. Doing everything it needed to do. Great stuff. And now we're going to see a Hellbat drop attempt to come in. See, he might be ready. Oh, did he catch that? I swear he caught that. Absolutely he caught that in its vision. So this is going to get shut down hard. We still have enough for another photon overcharge on the Nexus. But Nathan, meanwhile, is safe at home. He's very, very safe on this 2 base. And I love this. Oh, he gets seen again, though. Without getting seen, even if your first Hellbat drop gets taken down, you've got a second one coming into the back here. So he's going to drop these 2. Immediately start roasting probes. Good force fields. Trying to trap those Hellbats in while they get taken out. And that did not do a great deal at all. He's up to 6 workers killed now, which is nice. But this observer will see this medevac coming in, so even if he missed it the first time, he should have a little bit of advance notice, but there's no way he missed it. 2 stalkers already ready to start taking it down the moment it appears. Does get a boost in right over the top of him. It will get to drop these, hopefully. But we do see the stalkers ready to take it down, so once again, not a huge advantage gained there. We're up to, at this point, yep, 11 workers killed, but it's still 41 to 40, so relatively even. Slight mineral advantage for Nathan, obviously, because of mules. But so far, Yazuac very, very good with his defense here, keeping his mineral lines alive, taking down medevacs over and over again, using his Colossus well, building more and more Colossus. But I hasten to add, we do not have this extended thermal lance upgrade yet being researched, which says to me that he's only building 3 Colossus, maybe 4 at the max, before he goes into the Twilight Campaign, well, into the Templar Archives, and we see a high Templar based follow-up for this, which could be very, very good against this kind of army. It's still very, very good against Marauders. Obviously the feedbacks on the medevacs are amazing. And we're now seeing the beginning of an attempted 3rd base for both these players. The 3rd base is on the way there, already moving out for Nathan. We will be seeing it put down here for Yazuac. And 1-1 on the way for Nathan, a little bit behind the Protoss, even though the Protoss only has 1 forge. And we are now seeing extended thermal lance come down, so perhaps a heavier investment in Colossus is the future. Or perhaps he just feels like he has the gas to spare, and it's always a worthwhile upgrade if you're going into Colossus anyway. But a lot of people choose to forego it to try and get Templars out as fast as possible, and also to just have a few more Stalkers. So already we're seeing an attack now on these rocks, starting to break them down. Does Nathan? Nope, Nathan has no awareness of this right now, even though he has this command center here. He's not close enough to hear or see this, and we're going to see Yazuac move up here and get a good bit of vision on where the army is. And now Nathan's going to have to respond here, but this is a tough one. It's already in a really good position. That's a great time warp and a double force field as well. So this base is being utterly decimated. No escape for it. Could potentially do with some more force fields just to let his army get out of here. But boom, and that command center is gone. And now, Yazuac can just move away. That's all he has to do. He just has to get out of here. He just wants to keep these Colossus alive more than anything. And great moves there by the BTMX Protoss. The scan sees this army retreating. He does try and stim. He wants to catch up with these. But another great time warp slows them down. Lets him get to a more defensive position. And now perhaps put on some aggression himself. This army's very split up. But he has to be careful. He doesn't have enough to fight this Terran army head on. So I think he'd have been better off just continuing to move out. I don't know about this. I really don't. But it looks like Yazuac is going to get away and now puts up his third base, which will still be behind that of Nathan, despite that attack. But still a really, really good attack for Yazuac. The longer he can hold him off, the better. We're now seeing the vehicle and ship plating level 2 come out, which of course will help his help his medevac stay alive longer, and of course help his Hellbats as well. They do count as mech for the purposes of upgrades. We should never, never forget the upgrades of the Hellbats, and this is going to be a heavily bio game in the future following off of this, so we should start to see 2-2 come out from him as well if he wants to continually invest in these Marines and Marauders. Meanwhile, for Yazuac, we're seeing that +2 attack come down, already at ground armor +2, and we're getting ground armor +2. My apologies, that thoroughly confused me there. And Twilight Council's getting blink. We've got cannons going down just to help against drops in the main base, and of course we have the Templar Archives completed. We've got Psystorm being researched as we speak. Chrono Beast it out. Protoss on 3 bases like this is so dangerous. It's going to be incredibly hard now for Nathan to get into a good position from here, with this third base being around the same time as that of Yazuac, but having lost it once already. Just due to poor army positioning, to be perfectly honest. I don't like to rip on our players too much, but that was some poor position from Nathan. Not having vision, or at least audio on these rocks, did him an injustice there. Nonetheless, we're starting to see 2-2 from him. Will be behind that of his opponent. But sometimes that's just the kind of thing that happens. When you're up against a Protoss, if a Protoss wants it, he will always have the upgrade advantage right to 3-3. Just because of that ability to Chrono Beast. Now, we've got 5 Colossus here, which is a scary number. And we've got 4 High Templar as well. And Storm also finishing at this moment. And this is a great position for Yazuac to fight. Not so much for Nathan. If Nathan tries to push out of here, then this area here will get stormed horrendously. That is not a good place to be. But Nathan, so long as he holds positions in here, is in pretty much a wonderful position to start taking his opponent down. Yazuac will not be able to force his way through here. So, at this moment, we're at a standoff. The thing is, Yazuac wants to expand to a 4th base behind this. And a great starter step control there from Nathan, keeping this Marine alive against the Zealot. And we're already seeing some good feedbacks, and the occasional Storm go down as well. Morphing them into Archons, I don't know if that was worthwhile. The one feedback definitely was. A couple more feedbacks would have been better perhaps than the Storm that only caught 2 Hellbats. But now he's trying to bait the units in. See, that would have been a perfect time to have had Storm ready. Trying to bait some units into here and then storm them. Nonetheless, we're seeing good splitting from Nathan, covering both entrances to his base, trying to use scans to keep vision of his opponent, and seeing that a few of these Colossus are hallucinated. Now he walks into Widowmine range, and this is not a place that Yazuac wants to fight in. This is much better for him, with Nathan concentrated on this choke point here. Nathan's army will take more and more hits. We're going to start to see energy being lost very, very quickly from Medevacs, but still, I would like to see more High Templars here for this Protoss player. Still, his 4th base is now up. It's pretty much about to be established, which is a great situation for him to be in. He's going to be at 3-3 well before Nathan is. But we have a lot more production coming out for Nathan. He's going to start producing like a Zerg very shortly. The thing is, to do that, he really is going to have to take a 4th base because, well, base 1 and 2 are almost mined out. He still has plenty here on his 3rd base, but he needs this 4th base. And guess what? This Stalker's just seen it, so goodbye SCV. And Nathan now is in a position where he's going to have to move out. No, he just cancels, because he knows there's no way he can move out right now against this terrifying Deathball army. So now we have ground armor level 3 on the way. We've got shields level 1 on the way. And oh my word, so many gateways coming down. And Nathan is pushing out here. Now he has to be careful. He does not want to get caught in this position. And this is a wise move from him to come immediately back up. But now he's going to get caught. Good stim there from the Terran. Yazuac in a great position. Wonderful size storms doing so much damage here. Again and again, Nathan's bio army is falling at a rapid rate. Nathan, you have to hold on. Nathan's weakness has always been versus Protoss. Right now, as you can see, still not making ghosts. He is going ghostless. And Yazuac senses blood. He starts to move up the ramp. He still has a lot of Colossus here. And more good storms coming in. I believe this could be the end of it. And Nathan is indeed taken down. So, unfortunate for Nathan there. But a good showing by BTMX's Yazuac. And I think there's some really good areas that we could see Nathan working on in future in terms of his TVP. Nonetheless, we saw some very good things from him in the early game. It really was all down to that poor positioning in terms of this third base, and then never being able to move out from his base to really put the aggression on, which of course I feel like Ghost would have helped with, and perhaps maybe quicker upgrades, maybe quicker extra production. But these are things I know he has and will continue to work on. So, congratulations to BTMX's Yazuac, and commiserations to Nathan, but I'm sure we'll see more from Nathan in the future, being incredibly successful. If you want to see more about Nathan or about the clan as a whole, don't forget, check out the link. It's in the bottom right corner there. You can see it, clan-myth.com. They're the guys that present the StarCraft portion of Voxer Gaming. They support me, and they are wonderful people. I urge you to check them out. Guys, thanks very much for watching. I'll see you all with more MythCast